It's time for Off the Air Live. And here's your host, Cody O'Connor.
I tell you, these mass shootings are starting to get hack, man. Really? Fort Hood again? Either I'm getting deja vu or you guys need to come up with more interesting places to shoot people at. Because isn't it getting a little bit boring? Really, the same place again? Yikes. Did you hear about this breaking news? Another shooting at Fort Hood. I'm just about done with why would you watch the news? It's the same thing over and over again. I know that it is a thing that happened, but do we need, is it going to be 3 weeks of, well, what do we do about this? What do we do about the guns? Because I don't think my heart can take it. I don't think it can. Every time there's a mass shooting, and there's been way too many since this Obama came into the presidency, there's been way too many of them, and every time it's the deja vu effect. The media goes straight into gun control specials, and everybody's complaining about magazine sizes. Well, Jesus Christ, if a gun has 17 bullets, then that's a few bullets too many. We need restrictions. We need a more thorough process for people to get these weapons. And it's like, dude, I'm going to go out and get my background check so I can buy a gun and stick it in my mouth pretty soon. That's the thing that's going through my head after this. The first thing I thought this morning when I heard about the news, I was like, oh, I bet I know what the motive was. The killer was so upset that the news media was talking about a missing fucking plane for upwards of 25 days that he goes, screw it, man. Fine. If they're not going to come out with a new headline, I'm going to make one. And then he took a whole soup of Ambien that he just dumped all of his Ambien into a soup with his Special K cereal. He ate it, he grabbed his gun, and he went off to do some kind of terrible deed. The headline goes, Ivan Lopez, the shooter who carried out a mass shooting at Fort Hood in Texas, had not been in combat during his tour of Iraq, but was being assessed for post-traumatic stress disorder. I don't want to sound too much like a dick, but was it really a mass shooting? I mean, you only got 3. And I'm sorry I'm taking this so jovially, but I mean, how many, I don't know what they expect from us anymore. I mean, I am emotionally dead inside. Congratulations, the media. I am no longer fazed by human suffering and death. It does nothing for me anymore. I remember whenever the Newtown thing happened, or yeah, the Sandy Hook is Newtown, right? I get them mixed up because there's way too many of them. When that one happened, I was sitting around the pizzeria and I heard the news. Someone, I think Melinda's mom called her up on the cell phone and it was like, you need to check up on CNN. Something crazy happened. There's been a school shooting. And then I was like, oh my God, how many people? What happened? How could that? Oh, wow. How could somebody be so terrible? And then it's like, okay, 18 shootings later, can I really have that same reaction where I'm like, I'm so shocked that people are insane and this world is ridiculous and people are murderous. Oh, I can't believe it. Really? I'm not surprised by anything anymore. It's gotten so crazy that a guy pulled out a gun recently at a movie theater because the dude was texting. Remember that one? And then just shot him. So clearly people are they're mentally broken. And the most upsetting thing, because I don't want to be a part of this battle, man, anymore, where it's like, trying to remind people that taking away guns is not attacking the source of the issue whatsoever. Like, I don't want to fight that battle anymore. If you don't get it, then fuck you, kind of. I mean, it seems like so obvious logic to me. When somebody is mentally disturbed, taking away his toys / weapons isn't going to make the crazy guy less crazy. It's just going to change the headline to crazy guy goes crazy with knives and bows and arrows and crossbows and darts and machetes and fucking whatever pointy thing. You know what I mean? It's like over in Europe, they banned guns in, where is it, Britain? And then everybody just started killing with knives. So you take away the guns, you don't make the crazy guy not think about killing people, not having homicidal thoughts. You just make him go, well, I guess I'll just do the same thing, but with something else. Like, if you're convinced, and listen, when you're on a bunch of Ambien, I don't think you're you anymore. All right, so you're not going to sit down logically and go, well, I really would like to commit mass murder today, but damn it, I can't get my hands on a gun. Well, let's see. How many people could I legitimately take out with a knife and this still be worth my while? You know, I want to make sure that there's a return on my investment. You know what I mean? Like, I'm giving up my life by doing this. I want to make sure that I'm taking out more than one guy by going crazy with a knife. You're not sitting down and having that logic process. You're not making flow charts and weighing the pros and cons of whether or not you should go ahead with doing something that's literally insane. No, you're fucking pilled up. You aren't you anymore. And then you just go do something because your mind broke. This guy, what they said, he was on... what did they say? A cocktail of prescription drugs. I know Ambien was one of them. But a cocktail obviously means that there was more than one. I don't know what else that includes. Could be Prozac. That's something I've talked about on the show numerous times. You know, is every time this stuff happens, Pfizer gets off scot-fucking-free, don't they? They're like, nobody's like, hey, maybe we should blame the drug dealers in Big Pharma who are giving people coming home from war with mental issues drugs that are breaking their brains. Maybe we should look into that and say, hey, Pfizer, maybe knock it the fuck off. Maybe stop giving people Prozac. Stop doing it. And I don't even think I have enough time in the 2 hours allotted to mention all of the side effects of taking Ambien. Between the homicidal thoughts, the suicidal thoughts, the sleepwalking, the violence, you losing your personality and going into trance-like states. I mean, the list goes on. It's like 26 pages worth of side effects and reasons why I don't know why people still trust doctors, and I wish that wasn't the case, because all it takes is a simple Google search to go, oh, what does Trazodone do to my body? The answer will be, oh, Trazodone will fuck up your body. Don't take it. Or insert whatever drug, you know, Ziraxapam. I'm just like, I'm combining letters. I think it was a Bill Maher joke where he talks about how, like, any pharmaceutical, it's just, there's always going to be like a Q and a Z and a bunch of P's, so it sounds legitimate, but really, you got to do your research, because these doctors are just, they're peddling shit. I mean, I tried to go to the doctor just to say I'm not sleeping good. He tries to put me on this stuff, Ambien. Could you imagine? Could you imagine me? I'm already unstable as it fucking is. You know what I mean? You want to see me on Ambien? You want to see me just like sleepwalking, and God knows what I'm going to be doing. All my dreams involve people chasing me with hatchets. And if I'm up and walking around and that's going on in my head, you don't think I'm going to kill the nearest thing possible? Why don't we talk about that besides banning guns? Jesus Christ. We'll take your calls tonight. It is the Off the Air Live Thursday edition. Much more coming up.
Give us a call at 774-314-7067 or Skype Off the Air Live. Here's Cody.
I had a thought earlier today that's not going to sound politically correct because it totally, definitely isn't. But I was thinking this. I mean, this is my thought process on any kind of mass shooting at this point. My thought process kind of goes, if you've already made the decision that you're going to go crazy and fuck it, man, I'm going to kill a bunch of people and kill myself. I don't care. If you've already gotten to that point, you've made that decision, why not at least turn it into something positive and take out some people that may possibly deserve it a little bit more than a bunch of random people at Fort Hood or, you know, a bunch of kids at a mall or whatever. No, okay, say you're a troubled teen, you know, you're going through high school, everybody's bullying you and you're mad at them, but you have to remember this. They're just a bunch of stupid kids, right? If you really want to make a difference, if you're already going to kill yourself, leave the world cleaner than you did when you left it. What am I saying? Shoot up Congress. I don't know. Am I legally even allowed to say that? But seriously though, I don't know. Blow up the IRS building or I don't know. It's not. I'm not saying do it. I'm not condoning, I'm not saying that I want you to do it. It's just if you're already gonna commit a mass killing, why not do it there? It doesn't make sense. Besides, it's so hack. We get it, another military base. Wow, you're so original. Good one. Yeah, everybody's loving you right now. No, okay, listen. Look at Chris Dorner, okay? This is a great example. Here's a guy who did make the conscious decision, and I don't think he was on any medication. I think he literally, he sat down, he wrote a manifesto, and he was like, fuck the LAPD, right? And he went on a shooting spree, and what did he do? He killed some cops, right? And then he was on the run, but, okay, he killed some people who probably deserved it, right? Am I remembering the story correct? God, I have the worst memory, but I think that he killed cops, and it's I'm not condoning violence as a way to solve problems. I'm not saying that's something that I'm gonna get behind. I'm not, putting my foot down in front of that movement. I'm just saying, Chris Dorner was a little bit more likable than Ivan Lopez. Just given the fact that, I can a little bit see where he's coming from. There was a given purpose to it. It wasn't just a complete insanity. You know what I mean? He was mad about stuff that people did. And then he took it out on them. To him, that was his vigilante justice, I guess. Again, I feel like I do have to keep reiterating. Not saying do it. I'm just saying, if you're gonna kill people, at least consider the fact that there are people who deserve it more than others. Okay? I think I can say that much, right? That's not crazy to say. I think. Am I crazy? 774-314-7067, or you can Skype in it Off the Air Live. I'm not trying to, push anybody's buttons and I'm not trying to do a hot jock I'm not trying to offend people or anything like that. It just seems I don't know why is it that we get pit against each other? That's what it always seems to be is I'm seeing a lot of aggression in the human species right now because justifiably we're living in a system filled with a whole bunch of inequities, a whole bunch of oppression, repression, you fucking name it. We got it in America. Okay, so why are you taking all of that anger out somewhere else? You know what I mean? That's it's no different than if you look at it on a smaller scale, well, my dad hit me, so I'm going to hit my kid. No, beat your dad up. Wait until he gets too old and he's in a nursing home and then go and beat his ass. Why would you go and then beat your kid? Your kid didn't do anything. Why would you redirect your aggression towards something innocent? at least be like, I'm getting you back for a thing you did to me. That seems to make more sense to me than just like, oh, fuck you. And that's what it always seems to be. You know, people snap over little shit, you know, like the road rage. How often do you see a guy like laying on his horn, flipping people off, saying, I hope you fucking die, just because they were in front of them for a second and they were lost, and or maybe they didn't see that the light turned green, and like this guy behind him like goes into this fucking bloodthirsty rage, like, I will kill you for making me wait. It's like, clearly you've got a lot of issues going on right now. Maybe you're upset that your job is inadequate. Maybe you're upset that you lost your health care plan. Don't be mad at this guy. You won't have to, like, he will be out of your life forever, momentarily. It's not going to be that long that you're going to be behind this car in your life. Don't be so small-minded. Don't be so focused on such a small part of your life, this little inconvenience. Don't let that be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Although I do want the camel from the Geico commercial. I would love that camel to have his back broken for totally different reasons. But don't let that be the thing that ruins you and you go off and decide. Because I've seen stories of people in road rage incidents where they kill somebody. When you're a murderer, your life is totally different now. You don't just go, well, I killed a guy, time to go home and just have a nice fucking meal. No, your life is totally different now. So consider that, and remember that there are way bigger forces in society that are making your life kind of shitty.